Hello, it's Trekker Joe, and I am in a completely different game from usual. Also, this is a cool looking design. Uh, oh, this is a really cool design. Oh, oh, I could watch this for a long time, but that's not why I'm here. Not at all. I am here because I decided to go online and check to see if there was anyone other than Lathrix doing From the Depths campaign right now. I checked, and the entire first page is just him. Not just this current season, but all the other seasons. So, it occurred to me, I also have From the Depths, and I had just gone and looked online to see if there was anyone else doing it, because I would probably give them a chance. So, you can see my angle, can't you? Yeah, I would load a campaign. I don't have one already saved. I have decided to start from scratch. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put this on, I guess, very hard difficulty. And, but I'm turning this back down because that changes the amount of damage, increases enemy damage, and decreases your damage. If you set this to 5, you'll do 25 times less damage to the enemy. If you set this to 0.2, you'll do 25 more damage. 1 is the default damage value. You can see how this would mess with balance, though. And honestly, yeah, I don't want that. Also, this is fine. I might increase that a little bit. I guess I'm going to keep everything the same. I'm not going to be picky. I'm just going to want to explain. Like, I might lower, but well, here's the thing. I tried this on expert, and I feel like I got more balance from that, so I'm going to set this to 2. I'm also going to put this. I'm going to put this onto, and do I set this to 5? No, 3. No, you know what? 0.1 kind of makes sense, although combat efficiency will be affected. Yeah, I'll put this 0.5 because that does technically mess with the balance of the game, but not. But that's more like a difficulty setting, and I will just put this on. I am going to put this on 0.1. You know what? I want to struggle through this. I'm also going to leave localized material on because, unlike some people, I kind of want to manage the logistics side of things. I already got a few ideas. A space grid. I want to have a space materials grid, and having a space-based hauler system wouldn't be all that bad, especially if I can store all my resources in space-based nodes, which would make them very, very hard to attack. But before I ramble and get ahead of myself, I think these are the settings we're going to go on there. I don't want to put it much higher than 2, because then you don't stop seeing the regular designs, and a lot of the regular designs are really cool. One thing I noticed watching other people play through is when you set this to max, you will just get nothing but red tuna. And I want a broad variety of ships to attack / be attacked by. So yeah, so launching campaign now. Also, I am using Detect View technically. I don't need it, but Detect View is very good for debugging when your ship is having problems. It's a pirate's life for me. A little dingy. It's got a bit of a black mold problem, but this old fortress will do you well. From here you can begin your life as an unaffiliated pirate, ready to pillage and plunder as you see fit. Technically, you're sitting in the territory of the 12 pirate lords that control the Deepwater Guard, so you can expect them to take notice here sooner or later and seek to remove you. But you're really? You are smart, and you will be ready. So yeah, I am probably going to declare war on them because that makes a lot of sense. But okay, there are a few things I don't like about this. There. One thing, this refinery takes up a lot of space, and I plan on going electric for most of my stuff, especially early game. So yeah. And then there's this, which other people have also pointed this out. I have my shells and my ammo generation right underneath this, my mainframe. And this is my seat. I'm sitting on top of explosive barrels. No. That's kind of bad. Like, I don't want any of that. So I'm probably going to change this. In addition, we have these engines. They're lower down. They're in a lower level. Let me get to the lower level. There. That's how you get to lower level. These engines, not really the best. Like, I find that if I ramp up my harvesting a little too much, it just drains fuel like you wouldn't believe. And up to the point where I can't generate enough to make up for this fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this entire engine bay out for an electric engine bay, and I'm probably also going to reduce my resource storage because I don't need all this resource storage, especially if I'm going to use a space relay system. So yeah, in addition to this, let me go into build mode. These I can increase. Actually, I can do this easily. I have just barely not enough resource gathering. If I do this, then suddenly I'm gathering exactly as much as being generated. Well, it's a little faster. It'll take a long time, but I'll eventually get to the very bottom of this. So that's great. And it doesn't spend that much extra fuel. In addition, I want to double the rate at which I build, because it makes sense to do so, like this. And in addition to this, I want to change a few settings here. I want it to wait until it's 100% full, and I want it to be 50. Not 50, well, I could set it to 60. And you can already see I have some ships already made up for this. Like, I decided it's probably not worth doing montages for every ship because I need a few basic ones, but I'm going to take this first. This is the very first thing I'm going to load in because Star Eye, and this is basically my satellite that's going to go straight into space, and once it reaches there, once it reaches space, I'll be able to get radar coverage from space. And so yeah, I'm going to, I can't set it, I thought I could set it to 1800, but I guess I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah, it's PID based. It also has very limited power. At one point I think it's going to lean, and there it is, it's leaning already. But it does counter this and manage to make it all the way into space. Like, I've already launched this probe before. Anyway, if we go to map now, I have much greater vision than I previously had. And I'll figure out where to attack from there. But in the meantime, it's time that I go through and take advantage of these resources. The starting rib, which I don't remember. Is this like electric? I don't think it is. Is it? No, that is the worst engine I've ever seen. But whatever, what can you expect from a little drone like this? Little baby missiles. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. This guy can go bye-bye. Yeah, and I'm going to load up a craft that I already made for this. It's a little on the expensive side, but it will do fine for the first encounters up until the point of the first fortress, I believe. At least that's what testing kind of showed. So say hello to the Forhe. I am just going to do a time lapse. I'm finally back. Let's just take a look at this. I'll go and describe this ship. It's definitely not complete. The smart keel is not up, and I'll explain what a smart keel is. As well as the fact that I don't have the propulsion in place. But I do have the weapons, and that's probably the part that I am most most proud of. So here, this is a weapon. It is a minigun of a sorts, fully loaded. Oh, it looks like it's. I'm actually kind of happy that it loaded so quickly, because that's good. That means that I don't have to worry about loading for the first few battles. It isn't very accurate, and if I check, yep, now the barrels are spinning. That's weird. This must be a bug. Yeah, this must be a bug because it doesn't seem to remember that it spins until I go into the settings and then it applies it. That's kind of interesting. So let me describe the weapons. These are the miniguns, and they're tiered such that they can't really shoot each other even if it's head-on. This upper section is just the minigun itself, with a lot of the cooling and recoil suppression. And down here is just the ammo, where the ammo pokes out. Like I have my autoloaders up here, ammo pokes out down there. It isn't really the best, but I had limited space. Its fire rate is somewhere around like 300-ish. I think when I set it that low, it kind of, I feel like it's choking. So I set it to 350, and now it fires in bursts, but that's fine for me because that means I'm getting the full fire rate. It's just in rapid bursts rather than continuous. In addition, I have various sensors set up. On the turrets, I have a laser rangefinder, a visual camera, an IR camera, and a coincidence rangefinder. And these basically allow the cannons to log on better. Since they're both hooked up to the same AI, it locks on very quickly. And then to the back, I also have this pointing up because, yeah, this boat is guided by a radar system. So, yeah. And then underwater, I believe, yes, I have a couple sonar sensors, like a active sonar for the front, and then active sonar that covers the flanks and the back, a little less accurately. And the smart keel, which basically these control the roll of the vessel, and without this system, the ship would tip so much that the recoil from the turrets would basically force the cannon to stop firing every few seconds, which limited my DPS. So I fixed that with a smart keel. I have these missiles, and these are actually kind of nice. Now they're how many blocks long? I don't know how many. Let me save this as temp. 6 blocks. It's 6 blocks long. So it's a 6 block long missile. I have everything set up like this. I have my missile controllers. Everything is kind of time adjusted. So where is it? So if I go into this local weapon controller, I've set the range to be 800. It's very short range. These missiles do not have much range because they only have a couple fuel tanks. So yeah. That's not the... they only have like a few fuel tanks and a lot of fragmentation warheads. I have at one point tried to make torpedoes, but I had problems with those hitting the ship and then just hollowing it out. So yeah. Now another thing you might notice is this craft is made mostly out of wood. That's mostly to keep the costs down and to allow me to fight the Deepwater Guard. So yeah. Anyway, this thing is powered. Where's the power plant? Thing is powered by an RTG. In fact, that was the very last piece that was needed. It's very expensive, but for whatever reason, it only costs 600 resource to repair, meaning that even though it costs more to remove, it costs less to repair. Honestly, that makes absolutely no sense to me. So yeah, I'm not going to cheat with this, obviously. I don't want to, because it would make this stupidly easy. Like, no, it's a big no-no. If I ever do something like that, call me out on it, because it's obviously not the right thing to do. Also, this PID controller, this is my smart keel. Basically, all it is a system to keep the ship from tilting too much. And so when the turrets turn over and start firing, it causes a kickback. It starts to go in this direction, and that counters that and prevents it from happening. It doesn't happen nearly as much when it's forward or backwards because, well, it's a pretty long ship. It's not wide enough though. So yeah, anyway, this is what I'm going to send to the Deepwater Guard. And in fact, I am going to split you from the fleet. I'm going to set you into fleet move mode in a moment. I'm going to take you here. So I'm just going to hop on and say fleet move. That way I can get it to max speed. And you may have noticed this boomer. The boomer. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's also made out of metal, so it's hardy. And this thing I had built around its weapon systems, making it far more, well, it's pretty effective for its size is what I'm saying. And on top of that, it has a few features that I also want to point out. I am not going to time-lapse this one because that would take forever. But as you can already tell though, it is missile based. So yeah, that's fun. But yeah, instead of going for that, I'm just going to follow this guy. Like already moving. Like these are keeping it steady. Like like I didn't mention this, but it turns using a set of these and basically pivots around its center of mass, at least mostly, so it doesn't tilt. I used to have rudders, but those cause the ship to tilt and do all sorts of nasty things with the deck guns, so I couldn't keep it. Anyway, what does it say? Speed is 13 meters a second. That's actually a little faster than last time. So I'm going to set you back into combat mode. Oh lol. Now I'm going to do something. So here's my faction. I made this myself. I'm kind of pleased with how that turned out. Although maybe I could make it a little better. It's not a big deal. The Deepwater Guard. Yes. Now, okay. So these guys hate the Deepwater Guard. So what I'm guessing will happen is when I go and declare war on the Deepwater Guard, that makes me allied. Nice. Also, did they remove the other? They removed the other diplomatic action. So, okay. That is kind of interesting. Anyway, I need to destroy the Davy Jones outpost. So, yay. Also, the fishing hole. Isn't that my base? That can't be a victory condition. If that is, then I'm a little shocked.
Receiving.
Anyway, now that I've declared war, what I'm going to do is start start sending this guy out to attack.
Moving now.
Like that. In addition, I have the Star Eye. I'm going to split you into your own fleet.
Listening. Moving out.
And send you back up, and I'm going to move you to this corner.
Moving out.
Which is a little forward, but that should be fine. It technically moves at 25 meters a second, so yeah, that's acceptable. In the meantime, this guy is allowed to repair, so now this thing's going to continue building the boomer while we wait, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliver resources using the foray. And so I'm up against a Corsair. It actually costs a decent amount of materials, but I have much, actually have much greater costs. So this should go easy. So let's take a look. So they got missiles. Oh, that's worrying. But they're really short range missiles. They're like the 800 range missiles, so that's not going to be a problem. And so yeah, these armor piercing shots, they're doing work. They're a little inaccurate, but now it's completely disarmed. Okay, turn off.
Turning off.
This it doesn't matter. Okay, go back to firing at it. Waste the ammo. I don't care anymore. It was too damaged. Okay. Anyway, that did not expend much ammo, did it? 108 from 312. Okay, well, I'm going to wait for this to reload, and then we're going to attack this area. Okay, what is this? This is my new opponent? Walrus. Very little volume. Okay. Sea Adder, Vanguard, and a Sea Viper. Are you sure these are expert? Just saying.
Receiving.
Okay, get ready to attack them. I'm going to get in closer this time. That way I can show off the missiles. These guys probably can't deal that much damage to me. So, for safety's sake, I am going to have the vehicle a little further back. And I'm going to make sure I'm in with the battle. And let's see what they have. So, full-size battle. Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, my chain gun's already firing. I'm already getting some resources. I'm instead target this guy. This guy does not have weapons. So focus. I can't get an angle. Target this guy then. He has torpedoes, and this thing is made mostly out of wood. I don't want to risk losing my entire missile bay to a torpedo like that. So yeah, come on, hit. Come on. You can hit. Okay. Note to self. Reduce the spread on that cannon. It's really crippling. It really cuts down DPS. I mean, it's better against larger vehicles, for crying out loud. Okay. Now target this guy. Look, like, if I can destroy these guys, then I just win, and I can take all of this. I mean, I probably could take manual control of the cannons. But that seems like a lot of work. Okay, that guy is already down. No point.
Taking command.
Okay. Was not in combat mode the entire time. And it's dark. Okay. Okay, we have one.
Turning off.
Let's turn the AI off. Especially since my cannons are reloading. That is actually really bad timing. Okay, so it's time for me to wish. Okay, this needs to be. Okay, I 100% agree. That needs to be something that I can turn off. Anyway, this thing's not going to take enough damage to have any detonations. Like, this thing's weapons are laughably weak. So what I should be able to do is attack with my grenade launcher, which has very little falloff. So yeah. Okay, so this cannon's not going to be a problem. This one, however, is. Come on. Die. You know what? SMG. I think I know where I can attack this. I'm going to attack this at the turret base. Come on. Really? Is it this resilient? It's that resilient. Come on. There we go. Now I can figure out where the AI is. And I'll do just that. Let's... come on. There it is. Where is it? This thing is ramming my ship. That's fine. Also, this guy, I think he got hit by leftover torpedoes. That's a shame. It's the AI. No. That can't be the AI. That's just a processing component. You? Wait. Better idea. Select you. There's the AI. The AI is up in the bridge. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. So, all your resources belong to us now. Oh, come on. So, this guy. So if I go and peek through here, that is definitely a thing. I'm going to destroy you. There we go. This guy is mine. Not repairing you. No. In fact, how much resource are you? Walrus? That is a lot of resource. I'm glad I captured. That is going to more than pay for my ship. Also, how bad is it? It's very slow. It's going to take a while to reload completely. So what I'm going to do is Walrus. It was nice, but I'm not keeping you. Yay! Also, I like how I was being charged by Hearthstone, but I don't need one. So now, resources aplenty, and this is exactly what I need to take back to my base. This should just default complete my boomer, and then I can show you guys what that is. So, just a moment when I am back at my base.